Yes, you can save $50,000 in taxes with the help of AI. And later in this video, I'll show you exactly how using a hypothetical example, and I'll also talk about whether you can use it for yourself. This AI is something I custom built myself, so you won't find it anywhere else. Let me explain how it's able to save us money, and to do that, let's first review how RRSPs and TFSAs work using monopoly money. Let's say you earn $100 in salary. If you don't use an RRSP, you have to pay income taxes on it. Let's say your average tax rate is 30%, so the government takes $30. Now suppose you invest this cash outside of a TFSA. Say you buy a stock that owns real estate. And by the time you retire, this stock doubles to $140, and then you sell it. But then you have to pay taxes on your gains as well, say another $10. So all you're left with $130. Vermont Avenue. Let's go back to the beginning and say you earn $100, but this time you use an RRSP. In this case, you effectively don't pay income taxes on $100, so you keep the full amount. For now. Say this money doubles to $200 by the time you retire, and then you withdraw it. When you do, you have to pay income taxes on it, say $50, which means you'd have $150 left. Virginia Avenue. Now, what happens if you use a TFSA? In that case, you'd have to pay income taxes on $100, so you start with $70. But if the money doubles inside the TFSA and you withdraw it, you keep all of it, so you'd have $140 in total. Indiana. If you want to learn more about how TFSAs and RRSPs work, check out my free ebook. I'll post a link in the description of this video. In the example that I just gave you, using an RRSP gave us the most amount of money, but that's not always true. For instance, if you've managed to accumulate a lot of money inside your RRSPs, your tax rate is going to be high when you withdraw your money, so it might not be the best idea to keep adding to it. Also, whatever you withdraw from RRSPs count as income, so they can lower your old age security payments as well. Is there a secret cabal of tax officials and accountants hell-bent on confusing us? The cabal, sadly, has been succeeding. Because the complexity can be overwhelming, financial advisors generally rely on rules of thumb to decide where to put their clients' money and where to withdraw from during retirement. For example, one rule states that you should withdraw money from your taxable accounts first, then your TFSA, and lastly from your RRSP. But is this rule optimal? To find out, I created a simulation of a couple, both of whom are 41 years old, who each have $100,000 in their RRSP, TFSA, and taxable accounts for a total of $600,000. You can see other assumptions that went into this simulation in the description of this video. If they withdraw the money using the rule I mentioned before, this couple will have about $1,050,000 in their accounts by the time they're 85. Pretty good, right? But here's the thing. Much of the money would be trapped in their RRSPs. If they pass away at 85, then unless they take special action, they'd have to pay income taxes as if they withdrew the full amount at once. Once we account for taxes, the couple would leave around $830,000 to their estate. In other words, the tax man would have taken over $200,000. That's nearly enough to finance one of Justin Trudeau's vacations. Can we do better using another rule of thumb? As it turns out, we can. Suppose the couple still withdrew from their taxable accounts first, but then withdrew from their RRSPs next, leaving TFSAs for last. Then the couple would have $940,000 when they reach 85, and it would all be tax-free. This is more than $100,000 improvement on the conventional rule of thumb where you draw from RRSPs last. So then why does the popular rule of thumb not say to withdraw from TFSAs last? The answer is that everyone's tax situation is different. For many, trying not to draw from RRSPs would be more optimal. Everyone has to figure out what's best for their own situation. Now, can we improve on any of these simple rules of thumbs? Turns out this is a surprisingly difficult question. All the rules of thumbs try to draw from a single account at a time. So if you need $100,000 during retirement, it may tell you to draw all $100,000 from taxable accounts. But maybe it would be more optimal to draw from multiple accounts each year, say 80% from taxable accounts and 20% from RRSPs. Or maybe the optimal mix should be 70% from taxable accounts, 20% from RRSPs, and 10% from TFSAs. And maybe those percentages should vary for each year. There are too many possibilities to go through without using, say, a quantum computer, and those don't exist yet. But this is a problem where AI can help. Specifically, there's a branch of AI known as reinforcement learning that sees each problem as a game and tries to maximize the scores in that game. Reinforcement learning has been used to beat human players in the ancient game of Go, as well as modern video games like StarCraft. Financial planning is also like a game, where the score we want to maximize is the after-tax money we get from withdrawing from our accounts. Implementing a reinforcement learning algorithm, though, is not easy. It took me a lot of hours, but I was able to build it. And here's what the algorithm suggests that the couple do. In the first 5 years of retirement, it suggests the couple draw mostly from their taxable accounts. This is consistent with the rules of thumbs we looked at previously. But the AI doesn't completely drain the taxable accounts by the end of year 5. In years 6 to 10 of retirement, the AI draws most of the required money from RRSPs. This is again similar to following the second rule of thumb we tried. But in years 11 and 12, the AI recommends drawing half of the necessary funds from RRSPs and the other half from TFSAs. In other words, it starts to preserve some money inside RRSPs. You might be wondering why the AI has chosen to change tack, but if you think about it, doing so makes sense. You don't want to carry too high of a balance in RRSPs because then you end up having to withdraw too much money from them in future years, and the tax rate across those years become high. So you should withdraw a lot from RRSPs in the early years and let your investments grow inside TFSAs instead, because withdrawal from those are tax-free. But if the RRSP balance is low enough, you should try to spread your withdrawals out so your tax rate is lower on average across all years. And that's what the AI discovered. If the couple followed the AI's recommendations, they would have nearly $1 million in their accounts before tax and about $990,000 after tax. This is about $50,000 more than we would have had if we followed the second rule of thumb. That's a big difference. What's even more remarkable is that we can make a $50,000 difference just by prioritizing withdrawals. I didn't optimize which accounts to put money into before retirement, nor did I optimize the mix of investments that the couple held throughout their years. I just assumed the couple held the same portfolio forever. If I were to optimize these and make improvements to the withdrawal algorithm, I have a feeling the AI could generate more than $100,000 difference for someone who has $500,000 today. But what about for a rich person who has long maxed out both RRSPs and TFSAs? If someone like that came to me, what I would do is consult tax lawyers to find all potential avenues for tax savings. I would then incorporate those avenues into my code and then unleash my AI to try to find the best use of those avenues. How much that person can save will vary depending on their circumstances, but for some people, the differences could be in the millions. If you'd like to chat about creating one of these AIs to suit your own situation, drop me a line using the link in the description of this video. You don't have to be rich. I enjoy helping good people. I hope this video taught you the importance of paying attention to your taxes and the power of AI to help minimize them. Thanks for watching and see you next time.